welcome in, hockey fans, to another Pro Hockey West report. Got a little 7-minute feature going here because I've got Rocco Grimaldi with me. And first of all, I said we're going to do pride, we're going to do performance, and we're going to do perseverance. Let's start with the pride factor. You're back. You're back in California, not far from home.
Yep.
How is it?
It's different. I mean, I haven't been here in, I don't know, I think I moved away like 17 years ago.
Right.
So I've lived more of my life away from here than actually being here.
Right.
So I would have never expected to be back, to be honest. The only time I expect to be back was to visit my parents for a week or so here and there, but it's been cool. I think it's most special for my family.
Right.
My parents have been to every home game this year. They drive an hour and a half every game, and I think that's cool, especially with the 2 years of COVID. And
Yep.
I don't think they saw one game in those 2 years. And my parents are always the one that come to at least 3, 4, 5 games every year.
Sure.
And so I think it's special for them to be able to kind of make up for lost time.
So growing up, Ducks, Kings, what kind of fan were you?
Red Wings.
Red Wings. You heard
Red
it first. You heard it first, fans.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you're here with the Gulls. It's not, the level that you want to be at. You're an NHLer. I'll always see you as an NHLer because I've seen your skill level. I know what you can do. And you smile, but I've seen it. You have NHL talent. I saw it again last night when I was watching the game. So, but I want to talk about pride first and the pride of going to North Dakota and what that instilled in you as a person and as a hockey player and how that's helped you along the way.
Loved my time there. Married a girl from there.
Yeah.
Been living there for the last 6 summers. So I'm one of the guys that actually goes back and lives there after going to school there. It's just an unbelievable place. It's just tough to describe. Like they had one of those off-site games in Nashville a year ago.
Yep.
We were still there at the time, and the whole town just turned green. Like it's just there's no other place on earth that can be like North Dakota. The people love hockey. The team is so close. The team is all about culture. It's all about where were we in the 1950s and 70s and then I just guys from all these eras, like the championship years, and it's all about winning. It's all about development and getting better, and made lifelong friends there, on the team, away from the team. People that live there in the town, and it's a really special place for me and my wife, obviously, since she's from there.
Yeah. Are you still a fighting Sioux or are you a fighting Hawk?
I've never been a Hawk. I've always been a fighting Sioux. Always.
All right.
Always will be.
All right, you heard it first. Now you're a Gull. I watched you play last night. I think you're in probably the best shape that I've ever seen you play. Is that true?
Thank
Am
you.
I close?
I feel better now than I did when I was 21. So.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
that's a
feeling
good thing.
Yeah.
And you're only 21 now, so.
22.
Anyway, your skill level just continues to amaze me because we're about the same size. And I remember growing up and people told me I couldn't do this, couldn't do that. But you know how to move the puck. You know how to position yourself to get in the right spot. And I very rarely see you get hit in a position that makes you vulnerable. Is that fair?
Well, hopefully. I don't want to be taking any hits. So, I work on my skills a lot in the summer. The last few years, I've kind of changed the way I've trained as I've gotten older and kind of realized more of the things that I need to get better at, more of what makes me me.
Yeah.
I've changed the way I've trained. I've changed the things I've focused on. I feel like that's why I'm maybe, like you said, maybe I'm in better shape. I don't know. Just getting smarter with age, just on how to train, how to fuel myself, how to, even on the ice, how to read plays, how to know where to be, how to kind of realize who you're on the ice against and what their tendencies are. It's just stuff that you get with age, and knowledge is something that's important on the ice. It's great to be fast, it's great to have good skills, but it's the best to be smart. There's guys that I've played with in the past that may not be the fastest, may not have the best skill, but they're the smartest people on the ice, so they're always in the right spots.
Yep.
And your mind can make up for some of your deficiencies in those other areas. So I'm trying to develop my smarts, and I think that'll help you to not have to work as hard sometimes. You just kind of work smarter.
Yep.
Helps you save energy for when you really need to, I guess, go full out.
Okay, so on the performance side of things, a couple things that I notice is you very rarely miss the net. And I think that's a quality that is gone. I see a lot of NCAA hockey right now, and I see a lot of guys miss the net. And I see a lot of coaches scream about it, so that's number one. Number two is, coaches tell me all the time is that when they look for a top caliber NCAA player, They want a guy that can make the guys around them better.
Mm-hmm.
I think I see that already with you on this roster.
Oh,
Feel that way?
thank you. I mean, that's what I've been taught my whole life is good players they're just good players, but great players are the ones that make everyone around them better.
Yep.
Great players don't need guys around them to make them better. They're the ones kind of being the catalyst, and I've been taught that from a young age. So now being the oldest guy here, bunch of young kids, I try to help them along the way. I'll teach them some stuff that I've gained in the last 9 years. Try to help them feel more confident on the ice, help them to play their game and not worry about all the outside distractions. It can get tough when you're a young guy and
Sure.
you're thinking about so many things and you make a mistake and it feels like the end of the world. So I'm just trying to help these guys settle in, and we obviously haven't had a great start to the year, but it's only a quarter. I don't even know if it's a quarter of the way in or what, but it's there's still a lot of hockey left, and hopefully we can kind of start get things going in the right direction.
I know the logo behind us is San Diego Gulls, but I also know that your performance could elevate you at some point. How important is it you to get another sniff in the NHL, maybe play with the Ducks?
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to, right now I'm just focusing on here and trying to help the team win games, be the best that I can. I'm always ready for that call. Signed a deal here, hoping that was going to be the outcome, as eventually I'd be going back to wherever that is, if it's Anaheim or somewhere else, whatever, to go back to the league that I think I belong in and hope to get another shot. So right now I'm just focused on one day at a time, trying to get better every day, focus on my details and just be prepared whenever that call comes, because it could be today, it could be tomorrow, it could be, who knows.
Yeah. So that leads me into the perseverance part of things. You've persevered, and I know your faith, and I know how strong you are in believing things happen for a reason. And also, though, I think I know you enough to know that you put yourself in position to be successful. Am I close?
Yeah, I mean, it's sometimes you can't control everything, but you can control some things.
Yeah.
That's the way that I look at it. I mean, last year, for example, I was on an NHL contract and I got sent down, and I mean, there's probably a good amount of people in that situation that would have just kind of went down and not really cared as much and kind of just went through the motions. But I was raised by parents that never allowed that to be an option. So I went down and tried to make the most of it, try to develop and get better, and I feel like I got more confident just from being down there. Played 20 plus minutes a night instead of the 12 that I was. I was playing on the power play again, which I hadn't played in years, and I got PK time, which I hadn't done in a long time. And when you get puck touches like that, when you get more ice time, you start feeling the puck, you start kind of getting your confidence back and remembering the plays that you can make. It was helpful for me, and I'm trying to do the same thing right now, getting a lot of minutes, and I'm trying to use those minutes as best as I can to develop my game in practice and in the games too, to see plays, so that hopefully, like you said, if something happens and someone comes calling, that I'm ready to go out and play my game when that team comes calling.
Florida for 2 years, Colorado for 2 years, 4 years in Nashville. What would it be like to play in quote unquote your hometown when you play at Anaheim?
It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah?
I've skated on that ice as a kid, like in between the period breaks or whatever, and you're like a little guy who's like 7 or 8. It was the Arrowhead Pond of Anaheim back then.
Right.
But no, that'd be really cool. Like I said, I was a Red Wings fan, which I was, but obviously I like both Kings and the Ducks, but I like the Ducks because they had the Korea, the Solani, they had that connection, and it was a cool time growing up because they were going to Stanley Cup Finals, they were going deep in the playoffs here and there, and like you could tell that hockey was starting to grow, and that was cool to kind of be a part of kind of the first wave of kids doing that. So that'd be pretty cool, and I'm sure, like I said, just with my parents traveling here, it'd be a lot easier for them to travel 20 minutes in an hour and a half too.
All right, got 2 final ones for you. Number 1 is, give me your best memory at the University of North Dakota. Can you find one that just jumps out at you when I say that?
Does it have to be hockey?
No, whatever it is.
Meeting my wife.
Yeah,
Easy.
I knew that was coming.
Easy.
I set you up on that one, but anyway.
Easy.
Okay, and round 2 is, if you can play anywhere in the country right now with anybody in the country in the NHL, who would it be and why?
Just one player that I'd want to play with?
Just one player that you haven't, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but you really enjoyed or would think you would enjoy playing with this particular person.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to put you on the spot again, didn't I?
I mean, I don't mean to make this sad, but my best friend, Garrett Gomez, he played for Providence College. I don't know if you know that name or not.
I do know that name.
doesn't play hockey anymore because he had a heart condition. He collapsed on the bench, and long story. But if there's one person I wish I could play with, it'd be him. I think that would be really cool to be able to play on a line with him. 'Cause he's a forward too, and hardworking guy, and loves the game. And I know it'd be fun for him to be back out there. So I think that'd be pretty cool.
I hear you. Okay, folks. Rocco Grimaldi, I call it pride, performance, perseverance, all at Pechanga.
Perfect.